America's favorite animal ambassador. He has made countless television appearances on shows such as Good Morning America, CNN's Larry King Live, The Ellen DeGeneres Show, The Talk, and The Late Show with David Letterman. Host of Jack Hanna's Into the Wild, please welcome Jack Hanna.
Thank you all. I'm glad the sun's out here a little bit, everyone, because I almost got it getting hot out here for everyone. I did try to sign some autographs from a lot of you folks. I didn't may not have gotten all of you, but I will come out here at the show and stand here and do as many as I can before I do another show here later on. I am losing my voice. I don't have the flu or anything you will catch. It's just that I've talked too much the last few weeks and doing shows all over this part of the country, so I apologize for that. Can you understand me? Yeah. I'm from Tennessee, that's what makes me hurt. Anyway, it's been a pleasure coming to these parks for over 25 years. This park, obviously, all the SeaWorld parks, all the Busch Garden parks, I've been visiting them since, believe it or not, 1968. 1968, that's how old I am, okay? I got married in 1968, of course, where do I go for my honeymoon? Busch Gardens in Tampa. That's where I went for my honeymoon. My daughter was born 9 months, 8 days later. So I like Busch Gardens. So anyway, it's amazing though how these parks have set this pace for all of us in the animal world. The Columbus Zoo, where I've been very lucky to be for 35 years, is voted one of the top 5 zoos in the country. And what do we model ourselves after? After Busch Gardens in Tampa. A lot of the paintings are gardens are modeled after this park here. If you go throughout the country, you'll notice, if you visit zoos or aquariums, you'll notice a lot of the things we all do are modeled after these parks. So no matter what you've read or what you've heard on TV lately in the last 5 months, especially on CNN, trust me everyone, I would not be setting 1 foot in this park if I thought anything like that took place in any of these parks. These are parks, everyone, that really practice what they preach. History will show. If you know anything about the SeaWorld folks or Busch Gardens people, they rehabilitate more animals back to the wild than all the 221 zoos and aquariums put together. So let's have a round of applause. If you go back 20 years ago, SeaWorld was some of the first people to rehabilitate the manatee to put back in the wild. The manatee is not a very simple animal, everyone. However, it goes back thousands of years. We have to be very lucky to have them in Florida. The problem with the manatee is very simple. The animal, when the cold fronts come through in Florida, they get slaughtered. They can't take cold weather. Then the red tide comes in. That's what they call a perfect storm. This year we had both red tide and the coldest weather we had in Florida. We lost over 700 manatee this year in Florida alone. What does that mean? SeaWorld was packed. The Columbus Zoo in Ohio, we built a $14 million manatee habitat only to rehabilitate manatee because I was filming at SeaWorld about 15 years ago and I saw the problem they had. They couldn't handle any more manatee. So then we built one in Ohio. So we take a FedEx plane. You remember how do we get a manatee in Ohio? The animals that are injured or the frost or the red tide, we bring a big FedEx plane in there, put it in like a tractor, the tractor trailers open like an open container. We put them in the thing, fly them to Ohio, $30,000. Rehabilitate them, put the car on them, take them back to the wild SeaWorld houses, another $30,000. Sorry. We have saved, in the last, 12 years we've done this, over 21 manatee. SeaWorld has saved, who knows, several hundred manatee. So history will show everybody, history will show that SeaWorld can be responsible for keeping the manatee from going into extinction. And that speaks very highly of this company. With that said, I know you want to see some animals. We'll show you some here right now. Some of these animals you'll see here will be on the Letterman show with me. And then the third, we got about 2 more shows left after 28 years of doing that show. And so it will be something fun to watch. Maybe I can take David Letterman out. I don't know. Anyway, this first animal, see that's a cue. As you know, we never practice what I'm doing. This is a deadly owl. I'm just kidding. These are owls, everybody. Now you might be saying to yourself, oh, I just didn't come here to see an owl. If you're ever on a game show and someone asks you, what animal is found on every continent in the world except Antarctica? Only one species of animal is found on every continent except Antarctica, and that's the species of owl. The owl is an animal in our country that is adapted to our environments. The population of owls is increasing somewhat right now. However, from about this month, April, through October of every year, in this country alone, 2,000 to 4,000 owls lose their lives every week on our roads. Not because you're doing the wrong thing. Owls will hunt along roads with their headlights. They look at little animals when they cross roads. They pick up maybe some dead animals, but they also, some eat a lot of insects, so they hang around highways a lot. This bird here you see is called the Eurasian eagle owl. It's the largest of the owl species in the world. I've even seen them bigger than that. This owl over here is a screech owl, one of the smallest of the owl species. Now watch what the owl does. Look at the owl. Look how he has to go like this when he looks right or left. You can take your eyeballs. I can take my eyeballs. I go like this. I can look left or right or up or down without moving my head. The owl's eyeballs are so big in his socket he cannot move his eyes. Hence he has to turn his entire head around. They call the owl the bird of silent flight. Alright? If I were to fly that owl 1 inch above your head, I swear you will not hear one thing. You take a parrot or a goose or something, you'll hear it flying 4 feet above your head. This owl, that's how he hunts. It's like a silent plane going right over you. And they are fast when they hunt, by the way. The talons, if you notice Anita here, she walks around, she'll go over here for you. See those talons? Those are very powerful. If that was a wild owl right now, I'm not talking about a little owl, I'm talking about the big one here. If that was a wild owl, and by the way, the owl would never do this. But if it was, it came down on her arm, not that glove, it would go through her skin, through her muscle, and pop her bone. If that was an eagle, a North American eagle, they have 1,000 pounds of pressure per square inch, the bald eagle does. You know what, 1,000 pounds of pressure per square inch? You kidding me? I'm pretty big. An bald eagle, it would never do this, by the way, but it did. It could go through my skin and break this bone right now. That's how powerful the bald eagle is. They have to have these talons, by the way. The owl is very important to us. They control rodents, they control snakes, they do all sorts of things. In Montana, I had about a dozen squirrels. Now, I have no squirrels and 4 owls. That's the price I pay. I love owls, I really do. All of us I think do. So there's an animal, everyone, that's adapting to our environment. There are protected species in America, and I hope you all enjoy the owls because I sure do. How many of you have owls in your backyard? Anybody? A lot of you do. That's great. Because that's where they have to live, is where we live now. A lot of animals are adapting to our environment today. Also, how many of you been to Busch Gardens, Tampa by any chance? Make sure you get down there and see the new cheetah run, everybody. It's spectacular. I hear everybody going, oh, it's really nice, isn't it? This right here is a Homo sapien. She's 5'7". She's just got married. Eats lettuce. I'm just kidding. No, she's from, works with us at Columbus Zoo. She does a lot of our shows. This, everybody, is a cat many of you have never seen. You're seeing a lot more of it now. It's called the serval cat. The serval cat, S-E-R-V-A-L, is from Africa. It's a small cat. However, this cat is just a youngster, about 18 weeks. He'll get to be about this big. So take about 5 of him put together, and he'll get about this big. What you're looking at, everyone, is one of the only cats in the world that can catch a bird in free flight. How is that cat going to catch a bird? It's amazing. I've only seen it one time. They get down the grasses. They don't live in jungles. They live out in like the Serengeti or like open fields in Africa where a lot of grass is growing. And you can walk literally right there. He can be right there. You never know he's there. That camouflage is incredible in the brown grasses in Africa. What he does, he gets down, and by the way, when he's full grown, his legs will get different lengths, his front and hind legs. It's like a bullet, like a pogo stick. He gets down, he sees birds flying, he'll jump like this, 6 to 8 feet in the air, straight up and grab the bird. It's amazing. Matter of fact, the Busch Gardens down in Tampa, they actually put on a show with a bird. This animal can go up even to 10 feet like this and grab the lure up there. And I see a lot of animal stuff. It's one of the most amazing things I see. Look at the back of the ears here. She'll start shooting the back of the ears there. Isn't that something? What do you see? You see spots, don't you? Those are called eye spots. She'll bring the cat down here in a second. Those are very important to this animal in nature. Without the eye spots, this cat would be taken out the first 2 years of life. And he's sitting over here eating a rabbit or something now. He's eating something, this cat. And a hyena is back here getting ready to eat him. What happens is the hyena thinks he's looking backwards. The hyena goes, hey, I'm going to get out of here. He runs away, even though he's much bigger than this animal. A lot of eye spots are, I'll say not a lot of cats. Several cats have eye spots. Even birds have eye spots. This cat also. If you know anything about Egypt, hopefully someday, I hope all of y'all can go back to Egypt. It's an incredible country. History beyond comprehension. Go inside the pyramids, everybody. when you get to go back to Egypt someday, hopefully, you'll see this cat drawing on the inside of the pyramids. Also, the pharaohs, thousands of years ago, were buried with the serval cat. We don't know why. We don't know if it was something with royalty or what it was, but they did have the cat. Don't ever try and train one of these things. They'll take your hand off in a split second. They're very hyper animal. But somehow the Egyptians did it. They also use this cat as well as a cheetah for hunting. Can you imagine? They say that their drawings that have the cheetah on a string, and they let it go and it hunts them antelope back to this Egypt thousands of years ago. So it's a very important animal as far as history is concerned in Egypt, called a serval cat. Thank you so much for being here. Beautiful lady. All the animals here today, buddy, folks are from Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Tampa, and then a few from the Columbus Zoo. This bird here is one of the fastest flying animals in the world. This is a Harris hawk. Now some of you might be saying, by the way, watch this in a minute here. When he gets his food, when he goes to the trainers, he'll put his wings out like this. He's guarding his food, so another bird doesn't take it from him. The Harris hawk is one of the few birds of prey that will hunt with other Harris hawks. Most birds of prey hunt by themselves. This bird, you can see them in Texas or Mexico down there. They'll stack up on the fence post like 6 high or 8 high. They'll sit on top of each other, they'll look out and hunt. They'll help each other hunt as well. This bird has been collecting about 140 miles an hour. The fastest bird in the world, the fastest animal in the world is a peregrine falcon at 220 miles an hour. 220 miles an hour. The cheetah, watch out, if you got a toupee on, get out of the way. Now, what I'm going to do, we're going to fly the bird back up here, and she's going to pick somebody to stand up and hold your arms in a circle. And don't do what the man did this morning. He put his head inside the circle and got hit in the face. So, go ahead and send me back down here. Watch out, man. Jeez. God. Oh, that was real funny. What was I saying? Oh, okay, go ahead and pick somebody. Now, make sure, man, don't put your head in the circle. That's okay. Let's see what happens. Go that way. The bird came down and you took off like this. They're falconers, by the way, not just trainers. It's amazing when you travel sometimes, you'll stop on the road, they let the bird out on the back road, the bird takes off for 15 minutes, eats a meal, and comes back. What a way to go. Keep your head out of the hole, that's all you gotta do. One more time, the bird goes to do this, let's see. Not done. He knows where the food is. It's a live bird. It's amazing how the bird spots these people. They don't even practice this. Beautiful job. Let's take the beautiful. Thank you all for Busch Gardens. Listen, everybody, I call this little Anthony. He's beautiful. And this is Anthony. He raises his animals. I call him little Anthony. Anyway, that is a sloth, everyone. For some reason, the last 2 years, everybody loves sloths. Remember something. The sloth dates back toward the dinosaur era. The prehistoric sloth, just like that by the way, weighed over 1,000 pounds. What's amazing to me is what kind of a tree held a sloth and then he's 1,000 pounds. Look at this, it's a two-toed sloth. Some of you in the front can see it back here, it has 2-foot toes, that's called two-toed sloth. The three-toed sloth has 3 toes, and a little bit bigger, a little bit different color. Now sloth, because Anthony's raised him, remember something, do not, I repeat, do not, if you go to Central South America, ever pick up a sloth. I had a friend of mine 2 years ago pick up a sloth that was supposed to be one they worked with. That animal, you see how big his arms are? That animal took his mouth in less than a split second. But like this, you could actually hear it pop, like pop like this, just like that. Went right through him, and it was one of the worst bites I've ever seen. What does a sloth do? He has no means of defense. He can't run, he can't walk, he can't do anything. He has to live in his trees. What do? They have 2 teeth up here. They have several teeth, but they have 2 teeth. The main teeth here are not even dull. They're quite large. And they bite, they can rip anything apart. A jaguar probably is one of the only things in the wild other than man that can take one down. The sloth is one of the slowest moving land mammals in the world. These animals live their lives in 3 or 4 trees. Why would that be very hard for me to film in the wild? It's one of the hardest animals for me to film. Now, why is that? It goes like not even half a yard a minute. What happens is, everybody, it rains a lot in Central and South America. What happens to a spur, it turns into algae. It rains a lot, it's damp. It's not a green algae, by the way. It's almost like the animal is sick. It's like a greenish brown gook. It's like a big thick gook on him. And the more the better for this animal. So he gets that all over him. In the daytime he sleeps, he gets up in the corner of a tree, you cannot tell it's an animal. There's no way unless you live there, you know it's an animal. However, that's how he lives in the daytime. Nighttime is when he starts moving. They do come down to the ground 1 day a week to go to the bathroom. Only 1 day a week. Because his animal knows in the ground he's very susceptible to something to eat him. He comes down in the middle of the night, he goes to the bathroom real quick, and goes back up in his tree. Think about it. If he went to the bathroom in the treetops and hit the ground like this, and animals like the ocelot, the harpy eagle, the jaguar would hear it and go up and eat the animal. So a sloth isn't a dummy. They're a pretty bright animal, by the way. Again, they eat, you see his teeth right there. They eat a lot of leaves and trees and fruits and things like that in the wild. That hair is animal's mostly hair, by the way. So if I'm up in the Andes Mountains, after I'm filming in the jungles, I'll see people wearing sloth hats, sloth jackets, and gloves. That's part of their culture. The animal is threatened in some parts, but it's doing very well in the wild right now. So I want you to see a very prehistoric animal, a beautiful sloth. Thank you, Anthony, for bringing everybody up. He's making fun of my belt. You like my belt? I was filming in Africa 2 weeks ago. I was still proud of my belt. He said it looks like a girl's belt. I'm not going to wear the belt anymore. Anyway, this right here. Look at this closely. You take pictures of this, everybody. Take a picture, everyone, because there's only about 6 of these in the United States of America. Have you heard of an egg-laying mammal? There's only 2 in the world. What are the 2 egg-laying mammals in the world? The platypus mouse or the kitten. Some of you don't even know what that is. I've only seen it. I saw it once, and the other time I thought I saw it. But I've only seen it once or twice in the wild. This animal looks like a hedgehog. It's not a porcupine, by the way. This animal, again, can you imagine this? A mammal laying an egg. And that's what they do. This egg is laid. When the egg hatches, everyone, what happens? There's no breast for milk, because that's what a mammal is. So the flap of skin will open up on the bottom of the animal, the flap of skin. A blood red milk is excreted for this little animal's tongue to lick. Again, it's amazing. It's amazing in Australia, the animals they have. Australia has over 200 marsupials. You know what a marsupial is, right? Koala, kangaroo, where the baby's raised in the pouch, not in the mother's womb, like a lot of animals. They have over 200 in Australia, marsupials. We have one. What is it? One marsupial in our country. The possum. That's all we have. This animal here, though, is not a marsupial, obviously. It lays an egg. Look at his face. Look at the hands. Nothing in the world I've ever seen even comes close to this creature right here. Who knows where it dates back to? Again, it also loves to live in dirt. The more dirt, the better. So there's an animal you will not see probably again unless you go to one of the 3 zoological parks in this country to see it. Thank you so much for bringing that Busch Garden to the kingdom. I've always said, I filmed a platypus. They're very call them the platypus. The platypus has a claw here that has venom in it. It can be very fatal if you are allergic to any kind of bee sting in the platypus. So that's what they're noted for. This animal here, everyone, is one that a lot of you, what is this? A lemur, that's right. Everybody knows it's a lemur. But most of you do not know one thing. The lemur is what we call a prosimian. What does prosimian mean? It means that this animal was on the planet Earth before monkeys and apes. Can you imagine this animal lived on the planet Earth before monkeys and apes? We're talking about, who knows? I don't know, 1,000 years, I don't know. By the way, this animal lives in Madagascar. It does not live in Africa. Some people say the animal's from Africa. Some of you know where the island of Madagascar is? It's off the coast of East Africa. Kenya, Tanzania, go out in the Indian Ocean about 1,000 miles. There's a big island out there called Madagascar. It's the only place in the world that the lemur lives in the wild. This is called the red ruff lemur, the largest of the lemur species. About 50 to 75 years ago, there were about 60-something species of lemurs, 60-something. Today there's about 22 left in the world. And they're pretty stable right now. This animal, you see what she's doing when she's grooming it. This animal loves to have his armpits groomed, because in the wild, you see them sitting there in families of 10 or 100 of them. And they sit there and always tickling each other. They're looking for fleas. It's amazing. That tail right there. This tail, everybody, is not a prehensile tail like a spider monkey or possum. A lot of them have prehensile tails. This tail is amazing. That tail, of course, we all can have touch sensation, right? If you put this tail in my hand, it's lighter than a feather. How? I don't know, with a bone in it. You can take it like this, and just blow it off your hand. It's the tail of a lemur. They're an incredible animal. Some of you can see the feet up here, what I call feet, hands, just like your hand. They're an amazing animal, everybody. There are a lot of fruit and seed eaters, and they have those little 2 teeth up right there. They do a lot of grooming with them, as well as popping them in nuts and berries and things. So let's hear it for the red ruff lemur, the largest of the lemur species. The black and white ruff lemur, the red ruff lemur, all these animals like that. Now a lot of you say, oh, that's just a big old crow or blackbird. What is this? It's a raven, right? How many of you remember in Naples, Florida, about 5 years ago or more? In Naples, Florida, they had the police, the highway patrol, everybody out looking. What happened was, over about a month period, everybody was reporting their watches gone, their rings, everything. They were going to swim on the beach and put their jewelry down on the towels and go swimming. They'd come back and it's all gone. They had cameras everywhere, they had policemen everywhere. And you know what happened about 2 months later? They found over $50,000 of jewelry in a raven's nest in Naples, Florida. These birds, remember something, everybody, these birds, watch yourself. When you see like those little birds on the beach down in Florida too, little, not pelicans, seabirds, whatever, gulls. Watch what they do. They come down and get your food, right? They pick up your jewelry as well. But this one here is very smart. This bird only got jewelry, not this one. I wish it was this one. We'd be a lot higher here, and we'd be owning a national park someday soon. But they're funny birds. This bird here knows how to even take a puzzle and put it in the right hole. Let's see if it works. Missouri, Thanksgiving is an expensive way, buddy. I'm joking. He might not be. Well, put it in there. You can do better than that. Over here. So I'm not much of a trainer. No, the other hole. You know, I used to hate school because when I was only like kindergarten, they made me do things like this. I couldn't get it right home. Oh. Here, I'll do it. Look here. Okay. Anyway, he did it. Let's catch the bird. I'm serious about my king about the bird in Naples. I'm telling you. I tell you, go get one of those watches in New York City. They sell like $10 for the next fake watch and lay it there. It'd be fun to film it or something. It'd be fun. And then go report it to the police who lost $100,000 Rolex watch and just go and get the money. Now, a lot of you are saying, what is that thing? This animal, we only know of 3 of them in the world has been born. This is an albino African porcupine. This is not, I repeat, this is not a North American porcupine. There's a big difference. This animal, obviously, you see how it's sleeping right now? It's perfectly fine, but they didn't know how to take care of it afterwards. So we have it here. It's growing very well. It's looking at it nighttime. Look at this, very rare. This right here is a regular African porcupine. It should have that here in just a second. Remember something, this is the largest porcupine in the world, the African porcupine. There are only 3 porcupines in the world. The North American porcupine, the Central and South American porcupine, it looks like a possum that lives in trees, and this porcupine here, the African porcupine. The African porcupine, everybody, can get much larger than this. The one I saw only one time in the wild was as tall with his quills sticking out as this boxer. It goes from here to here. They're huge. Those quills get to be 2 to 3 feet long. You see these quills here? So you know something? What are those quills used for? A lot of people throughout the world eat the porcupine. In Africa, this is the most sought after food by people that live there. The Central American porcupine, South American, not really. The North American porcupine, our porcupine, is eaten by a lot of people, believe it or not. The one difference, what's the difference in our porcupine, which is about the size of this animal here, and this porcupine? They do have quills. By the way, they do not throw their quills. This animal here, when he gets excited, if a lion or a hyena were to come up to this animal, he spreads his quills out like a what's that bird? A peacock, yeah. Like a peacock. And he rattles his quills like a rattlesnake, telling the lion and hyena to stay away from him. If the lion, which they do is they get the animal dizzy and they eat them from underneath. But a lot of times quills will get stuck in the paws and the mouth and the lips and tongue of a lion or a hyena. If that happens, they can pull them out because there's not a barb on it. Now our porcupine in North America, like our North American porcupine, that can be fatal. Our North American porcupine is only as big as this, but the one big difference in this porcupine here is our porcupine has a barb on the end of the quill. You cannot see the barb with the naked eye, there's no way. However, if a dog, a coyote, a wolf, a mountain lion were to eat a porcupine, or not this one, a North American porcupine, 70% of the time, 70% will die. Because the quills get in his mouth and paw, he cannot pull them out. How do I know that? Because one thing I know is that several years ago, my buddy who rescued a porcupine, had him for 2 or 3 years, did some presentations with him, knelt over to pick him up on the ground. He put his knee down, didn't need to, and he hit the porcupine, and the quills, 2 of them went in his kneecap right here where it's soft. He screamed. I went like the natural, I went like this to pull him out, and like that, and pretty strong, it wouldn't come out. Went to the hospital, and his knee was that big in less than an hour. So infection gets in immediately. And a lot of animals die from that. Not in Africa, but this animal here. These quills here, everybody, are used for weapons in Africa. I'm not talking about little play weapons. I'm talking about real weapons amongst tribes. Blowguns, spears, everything are made out of these quills, and it's fatal. But they're a very important animal in nature in many parts of Africa. So thank you for making a beautiful African porcupine and our this thing here, it couldn't take me out, but it could. This one. Their jaws unhinged. This snake is how long? 16 feet, all right? They say the largest snake in the world was found several years ago in Africa. It was 34 feet. So take that thing and twice it was 2 feet. Weighing over 2,000 pounds, all right? Like this big. So they can eat anything, basically. But this is an albino python. Remember something. The python is from Africa and Asia. Africa and Asia where the python lives. A python lays eggs like a chicken. It circles around the eggs and twitches every minute to keep them warm. 30, 40 eggs. The anaconda from Central South America is a more aggressive snake that lives in the water constantly. They say that's the world's biggest snake, and they get to be 25 to 30 feet, the anaconda. They have 5 babies. The anaconda, this lays eggs, and then the boa constrictor we all know about. This snake had about, it's not venomous, but it had about 200 teeth. And when they get big like that, big when I said like a mouth like that, those teeth are something like this, by the way. Those teeth are like a fish hook. So once he bites you, once he goes like this, like for me, he can bite me, right? He's not going to get too big for him to eat. So, but you know what? He can't run away. Because a lot of times their jaw muscles will lock. He can't freeze. And it takes about 30 minutes for him to relax his jaw muscles and then swallow his prey or leave. How do I know that? Because in 72. I was bitten by a 19-foot anaconda. These two fingers here. I almost lost it. I did not know anything about snakes. My buddy grabbed my arm because I was trying to pull it out. I thought my fingers were gone. And I had to sit there for about 30 minutes while that snake let go of my hand. And it was the longest 30 minutes of my entire life. It was a bloody mess when I got him out. So if you hike at Amazon this summer and one bites you and it doesn't let go in 30 minutes, info@jackhanna.com. Email me, I'll try and get you out of the problem. Anyway, they're a beautiful animal, everybody, and this is an albino python. Sometimes people say banana snake is pretty rare, this color. Oh yeah, how do you know about the pythons in Everglades, right? It's been in the news the last 2 years. They say there's over 100,000 pythons in the Everglades in Florida right now. There's a bunch of people in the years had them as pets, and they put them out in the yard, and then they moved to the Everglades. It doesn't hurt you, but it sure hurt the ecosystem in the Everglades. Let's hear from Monty Python. That snake is getting bigger every year, that snake. And this bird here is one of my favorites to film in Africa. It's called the ground hornbill. Now the ground hornbill, everybody, the ground hornbill is from Africa. And we're going to have him on the David Letterman show on May the 3rd. So if you want to get out of fun, watch the David Letterman show because I hope this bird picks his feet off. And he also picks up trash. And right now, he's going to break your foot. No, he's usually a nice bird. But right now, he's not upset. He's a funny bird. And by the way, when they get in breeding season, hey, he's such a nice bird. Now, see, look at it. His big orange thing blows up. But look at this. That's never happened before. Maybe I won't take him on David Letterman. But I will take him on David Letterman, so what was I going to say? Anyway, you didn't film that, everybody, okay? That's not Jack Hanna running from a bird. Please, I've been running my career for 35 years. I was just playing around. I really wasn't. That bird hurts me. Anyway, thank you all for coming to one of the greatest parks in the world, everybody.